When they did start talking again, the tone was a lot softer and gentler. Mr. Watras said, of course, under the circumstances, I could stay in All City, provided that I started to do my work again. Each subject teacher agreed to put together a packet for me to do as makeup work, and they went so far as to give me a Christmas break to get the papers in, because of the marking period would be over in January. Miss Galley even Mrs. Galley even gave me another candy heart, but there was one more item in my agenda. Do my parents have to know about this? If I swear I'll make up all the work on time, can you wait to call them? My mom is with my brother at the hospital, and my dad is really upset right now. I'll do every bit of work, I promise. Can I please have a chance? Everyone agreed to that, and the meeting was adjourned just as the period ended. I wasn't ready to walk out into the school hallway yet, so I took my time, using up some more tissues and taking a series of very deep breaths. Miss Palmer stayed behind with me for a minute. Stephen, if there's anything else I can do. You read my journal, didn't you? No, I didn't read your journal. What do you mean? You knew my brother had you knew about my brother. Stephen, I assure you, I didn't read your journal. I never read anything a student doesn't want me to ever. Then how did you know? Other people knew about your brother's condition. Who? Stephen, we're going to be late for our third period class. Who? Who knew? Who told you? A student, Stephen. A student came to me because she was extremely worried about you and didn't know what to do. Annette. I was going to have to go to the bathroom during math class and have a talk with that girl. For the next couple of periods plus lunch, I sat around worrying about how much work I was going to have to make up and fuming about how Annette had known my secret all along and not told me, and told the teacher. Then it was math time. I got permission to leave the room, no troubles, even though I had skipped out after going to the bathroom the week before. No teacher was about to deny me anything on this particular day, so I would know I had been lying completely. I did go to the bathroom on my way to the band room. Even from there, I could hear that Annette was playing some particularly loud, really fast, angry sounding, which was like a perfect soundtrack for my mood. I I followed the sounds and burst into the room so hard that Annette stopped playing and jumped up. Hi, Stephen. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. I'm more than fine. I'm peachy. I love getting led into a teacher meeting and dragged over the coals by half the grown-ups in the school because some girl ratted me out. What are you talking about? Oh, like you don't know. I'm talking about how you ran and told Miss Palmer. Told her what? About Jeffrey's cancer. Annette stood dead still and looked as though I had slapped her. Jeffrey has cancer? Oh my God. You didn't know? And as awkward moments go, this one took the cake. Annette was clearly stunned by the news. Now I was in a strange position of comforting her about my brother's deadly illness. I must have said something right, though, because after a few minutes she stopped being so sad about Jeffrey and started being furious at me for not telling her. To make a long story short, she was pretty much lecturing me for about 10 minutes about until I realized I need to get back to math. I knew I had to end this fiasco of a conversation. Thanks for your sympathy in my time of pain, Annette. I turned to storm out and heard her shouting after me, Stephen, wait! But I never stopped walking away. I knew I was being unreasonable, but I had taken a lot of abuse already that day, and I was not about to make peace with anyone at that moment. When I was halfway back to the classroom, a weird thought occurred to me. Annette hadn't told Miss Palmer, then who had? Of course. Then I walked back into math class and got a big look from the teacher, but I wasn't the but it wasn't the withering one I would have gotten the week before. Instead, It was the same kind of self-pitying, semi-trying to be cheerful grimace that all of our home visitors had pasted on their face when they rang the doorbell. I was back at my seat and actually paid attention at the end of the period. On my way out of the door, the teacher handed me a huge folder, the worksheets I would need to do as catch-up work. He might have been my fastest moving teacher, but his approach wasn't unique. By the end of the day, I was carting around 5 of these fun packs with alarming assortment of pastel and day-glow colors. Anyway, I went to the other classes, played some drums, and walked onto the bus, and got on after me. I didn't, I did, after I did, but didn't come over and sit next to me. Instead, yet another bizarre event came crashing into my day. Renee sashayed onto the bus, looked around, looked until she locked eyes with me, and took Annette's empty seat. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Renee. Can I help you with something? You look. You might notice what a smooth talker I was. I lived around the corner from this girl since we were like embryos, and that was the best response I could have come up with. Amazing. Well, I ran into your mom at ShopRite last week, and yeah, I'm sorry about your brother. My brother? You know, about him being sick and all. This must be really hard for you. No, I'm okay, really. It's no big deal. Your mom says Jeffrey's being really brave about this. Yeah, well, we're fine. You know what, Stephen? You're brave too. I am? I am? I don't feel brave. I feel like a galloping idiot stumbling from crisis to crisis, barely able to speak to any normal person, much less Renee Elbert. You are. And I knew something was wrong when I even, you even what? I even, I hope you're not mad. Then she did the like lip biting thing, which she always does, which always, then she did this little lip biting thing she always does, which always makes me think about kissing her for some reason. I looked away for a minute because being so attracted to Renee made it hard for me to concentrate on what she was saying. Annette, sitting a few up and to the left, was glaring at me. I don't have time to ponder that too deeply, though, because Renee spoke again. And even I told Miss Palma about Jeffrey. Holy cow! Renee Albert knew I was alive, but I wish I were dead.